They're considered property seized by police from some very bad people.
The dogs involved in Milwaukee court cases have really done nothing wrong, but the system we have places them behind bars for months on end.
Fox 6's Henry Rossoff digs deep into this issue and finds a possible solution to this canine catch-22.
Everyone involved knows about the problem at Milwaukee Area Domestic Animal Control. The guy who runs the facility sees it firsthand.
These animals are starved for attention.
The animal cruelty officer is frustrated by it.
The Milwaukee Police Department cares very much about animals.
And the activist is frankly ticked off about it.
These dogs are told to endure a different kind of cruelty once they're seized.
Even the outsider from Chicago is aware of what's going on.
These are dogs who are doing the time but not the crime.
Here's the deal. Dogs are seized by Milwaukee police from puppy mills, dog fighting rings, or just plain abusive situations.
They're animals on very short chains. They may or may not have protection from the weather.
Police place the animals in the cages of David Flagler's facility.
This is the average kennel for the dogs.
But the Milwaukee Police animal cruelty expert, Sergeant Caroline Knitter, explains dogs taken from crime scenes by officers are, by their very definition, automatically involved in court cases.
Until the case has been processed and completed, those animals are put on hold.
It's these holds that constantly keep dozens of dogs at Maddock for weeks, months, sometimes close to a year. Some dogs deteriorate so badly behind bars that by the time the court case is complete, the only humane thing to do is euthanize them.
Come here, Billy.
The plight of Milwaukee's court case dogs has drawn the attention of people like David Mangold.
Good.
Mangold runs the Facebook page Save Milwaukee's Court Case Dogs.
It's a police department that really needs to get their investigative holds off of these dogs so they can live their life.
Still, Knitter says don't blame Milwaukee police. What's happening is the law.
Animals come down to being considered property. People have a right to get their property back if the case is dismissed or if they win the case.
Though this is not one of those sad situations where we tell you about a problem with no solution.
You good?
Enter Cynthia Bathurst,
We were able to have these play lots built.
the Chicago outsider.
And it's great for the dog.
She says as recently as 2.5 years ago, Chicago's court case dogs were even worse off than the ones in Milwaukee.
We had dogs that have been here for 3 years. Good boy. Sweet kisses.
Bathurst says now the court case dogs usually spend no more than 90 days at Chicago Animal Care and Control. To accomplish this, Bathurst says it takes a total team effort. What a cutie. All coordinated by her nonprofit grant-funded group, Safe Humane Chicago.
Good girl.
So in the Windy City, officers give anyone with a seized dog the opportunity up front to surrender the animal. If the owner won't willingly surrender the dog, volunteer lawyers for Safe Humane help and encourage states' attorneys to force the surrender of the animals to the Safe Humane Resocialization Program.
That's what I'm talking about. We get them to a point where we can transfer them to rescue groups.
Before the dogs are eventually adopted. Back in Milwaukee, Knitter tells us her department recently began doing something similar to what's done in Chicago.
When we go to any type of animal investigation, ask them if they'll surrender their animals so that Maddock can adopt them out or do what they have to do with the animals.
Knitter says this strategy does help the problem, but she says local laws may have to become more like the ones slightly farther south for a full-on court case dog program to come together.
If you're going to take up leash, take it there.
Still, Bathurst suggests coming together as a community might be the key to cracking Milwaukee's court case dog conundrum.
It's getting a lot more people involved in a bigger way, and to be compassionate for animals who have done no crime, who've done no problem, and just need socialization.
It should be noted the Chicago Court Case Dog Program took 10 years to come together, so this is not something that happens overnight, but it may be a blueprint Milwaukee can use to come up with something that works with Wisconsin laws, guys.
In that Chicago program, what percentage of those dogs are eventually adopted out?
Very high percentage, something in the range of 90%, and where you get dogs that are not adopted out, those are dogs that are so damaged that they get euthanized up front or sent off to sanctuaries and not really in the adoption cycle. But the program does fight for those animals as well to get them out of the cycle and at least bring their journey to a conclusion.
In the fight for those animals, what's the biggest roadblock here?
Really no roadblocks since everyone really seems to recognize the problem. Organization. There is a big nonprofit organization down there that really seems to be getting the job done, and that seems to be the major difference between here and Chicago is this big grant-funded nonprofit.
All right.
We joke about our rivalry with Chicago, but this is the one time we can really look to them and say, it's working there. Might want to try it here.
Absolutely,
Got it.
yeah.
All right.
Great job, Henry.
Henry, thank you.